Welcome to the Virtual College Fair for all Virginia students, sponsored by the Virginia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Counselors and StriveScan. Before we start our presentations this afternoon, just a few quick housekeeping items. To ask questions of the panelists, please use the Q&A button. If you have a question for a specific university or college, please put the name before your question. If you have a general question, you can just pose the question. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. And also just a reminder, you're welcome to sign up for more sessions at that same StriveScan Virginia website. And in about 1 week's time, a recording of this session will also be available on that website. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first panelist, the Indiana University of Pennsylvania.
Thank you very much, Chris. If you bear with me 1 second, I'm gonna pull up this PowerPoint and we are going to get the show started. Are we all good? Okay.
Good.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sean Jones, one of the Associate Directors of Admissions here at Indiana University of Pennsylvania, better known as IUP. Also with me this afternoon is my colleague, Mr. Lance Marshall. Lance will be answering questions in the chat room, so if anyone has any general or specific questions about IUP, please feel free to send him those questions. The presentation that we have for you this evening, it's quick, it's brief, it's to the point. More importantly, it addresses the most common questions we get from students and parents about IUP. So with that being said, what I'd like to do is to start off by providing everyone with some general information about IUP. We are a state-owned university located in Western Pennsylvania. We're approximately 45 minutes to an hour east of Pittsburgh. We have over 10,000 students who attend IUP, which makes IUP one of the largest universities in the state of Pennsylvania. Of those 10,000 students, about 10,000 are undergraduate students, and a little over 2,000 are students who are pursuing either their master's degree or a PhD. Our students come from around the world, representing 50 countries and 46 states. Actually, 7% of our students are from out of state. Because of the academic quality of the programs that we offer to our students, as well as a tuition discount that we offer to our out-of-state students, the majority of these students are from the state of Virginia. Do you have my major is the most popular question we get. Here at IUP, we offer over 130 undergraduate majors, 70 minors, 30 certificate programs, 40 master's degree programs, and 14 doctoral programs. All of these programs can be found underneath the 6 colleges that we have listed on the screen. The largest college that we have on campus is the College of Humanities and Social Science, and the smallest college we have on campus is the College of Fine Arts. Most popular majors, you're looking at education, criminology, communication media, pre-law, pre-med, nursing, psychology, and anything that deals with business. Some of our more unique programs are speech and language pathology, interior design, and environmental health. Whatever your career goal may be, you will have the opportunity to create your own path here at IUP. And that can be done through any type of combination, whether it's double majoring or a major and a minor, along with a certificate. How will you learn? Here at IUP, learning takes place in many different ways, both inside and outside of the classroom. If we take a look inside of the classroom, our average class size is anywhere between 30 to 35 students. Our student-to-teacher ratio is 16:1. This gives our professors the opportunity to know their students, and our students get an opportunity to know their professors. 98% of our classes are taught by full-time faculty, not graduate assistants, and all of our professors have office hours. Despite the array of academic support services that we have, such as the Academic Success Center, Writing Lab, Tutoring Center, if you need help, you will have a direct line to your professor. He or she will be your first tutor here at IUP. When you take a look outside of the classroom, we want you to learn by doing. You'll learn by getting hands-on experience by doing research with faculty, by participating in either a study abroad or a national student exchange program. We offer our students over 300 study abroad opportunities and over 375 national student exchange locations. So if, for example, if you are a student and you're interested in doing a semester at the University of Hawaii, or if you're interested in studying in France, we offer you these opportunities and many more. Also, here at IUP, each year we host on our campus anywhere between 3 to 4 job fairs. We invite local, state, national, and international companies to our campus. This provides our students with the opportunity to network, apply, and interview for both internships as well as full-time employment. Each year, over 3,000 of our students participate in internship opportunities. Our students have interned in some of the largest companies in the world, from Tesla, from IBM, to Disney, to name a few. Anytime a student is able to take what they've learned in the classroom as well as outside of the classroom, this is precisely the reason why 98% of our students either go to graduate school after they graduate or get a job from IUP, or get a job once they graduate from IUP. Where would I live and eat? Here at IUP, we have 11 resident halls on campus, 4 dining facilities on campus. Our students have 6 different living options to choose from. You can choose from a single person suite to a 4-person suite. All of our resident halls have Wi-Fi, laundry room, microwave, and refrigerators, all of the basic comforts that you will have at home. Freshman students are required to live on campus their first year. However, freshman students are also allowed to have cars on campus. We also offer our students different living and learning communities. This is a great way to make friends as well as meet students with similar interests. If you're interested in living in a floor that has all nursing majors or all business majors, you can do that here, as well as many other options that we have for our students. We encourage all of our students to get involved on campus. A student who is successful is a student that is going to be able to balance not only their academic life, but their social life as well. When you talk about getting involved here is easy. We have more than 200 clubs and organizations, from fraternities and sororities to service organizations, as well as 19 Division II varsity sports. Our athletic teams are constantly ranked each year nationally, with both of our men and women's basketball teams making the Final Four in recent years. If you're interested in applying for IUP, how do you get started? Well, there are three important things that you want to keep in mind before applying to IUP. One is that we're on a rolling admissions basis, so we do not have a deadline to apply. Number 2, we do not have an application fee, so it does not cost you anything to apply. And number 3, we're test optional. If you have your SAT test or your ACT test scores and you want to send them in, you're more than welcome to do so. Once your application is complete, you will have a decision from us within 2 to 3 weeks. Financing your IUP education starts with completing your FAFSA form. Our recommendation is that you have it completed by January 15th. Regardless of whether you are an in-state or out-of-state student, our merit-based scholarships are open to all students. Once you have been admitted, you will automatically be considered for scholarship money with or without SAT test scores. Each year, we award over $9 million in terms of scholarship money, and 76% of our students receive financial aid here at IUP. We've got plenty of options to help you explore IUP. You can attend a virtual open house or a virtual weekday visit. If you want to see us for yourself, you can register for an in-person appointment at our website, and you can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to get in contact with me, you can contact me at sjones@iup.edu, and my phone number is 724-357-7948. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you very much, IUP. Moving on to our next panelist, University of Maryland, College Park.
All right, thank you everybody for joining me today. So we're gonna go really quickly. I'm gonna give a brief overview mostly about the university as a whole. We're gonna touch very quickly on the application materials, but mostly this is gonna be kind of what sets UMD apart from other similar institutions. So for those of you who are not familiar with UMD, which I'm sure many of you are, we are the flagship institution of the state of Maryland. We are the oldest school founded in Maryland, oldest public school founded in Maryland in 1856. We're the largest public school, the largest school in general and the largest school in Washington, D.C. We have 30,000 undergraduate students. Now, 70% of those students do come from the state of Maryland. Those other 30% come from not only all over the country, but all over the world because of our strong programs and everything UMD has to offer. Now, our average class size, you might think is gonna be really large. It's about 30 to 35 students. Our student to faculty ratio is 18:1. Now, with that being said, we are a singular campus with over 4,000 faculty members, 800 student organizations. And when you walk on campus, you really feel a traditional collegiate setting, from the red brick buildings, the largest national, collegiate mall in the country, you can see right behind me. And of course, our on-campus football stadium and basketball stadium housing our Division I athletic teams. We are a member of the Big Ten Athletic Conference, which really kind of, give you that school spirit, whether it be game day with our famous alumni, Scott Van Pelt, or anyone else that kind of comes down. Of course, just traditions that come with being a Maryland Terrapin. Now, in terms of some of our programs that really kind of just set us apart, our engineering school, business school, and computer science program are all ranked in the top 25 in the country. We are ranked as the 11th best value for out-of-state residents. And we are rated as the 20th best public institution by U.S. News World Ranking. That report's actually a little bit old, 22. We're number 20 now. So again, there's a lot of things that set UMD apart, not only in the Northeast region, but across the entire country. Now, in terms of our location, I'm sure in Virginia, you guys are pretty familiar, but we're located in College Park, Maryland, right across kind of the DC border in Northeast DC. And we are on the DC Metro line, and one of the newest projects coming to campus is the Purple Line. What the Purple Line is going to do is going to add multiple Metro stops on campus to make it even more accessible into DC. Now, why do I kind of highlight this? Now, of course, living close to DC is a very fun experience. You get to go to Nationals games, you get to go to, go to Smithsonian Museums, you get to go, eat brunch at Georgetown, all those amazing things. But as you start to shape yourself in terms of a future employer candidate, our students have so much access and opportunity that is, unparalleled to other institutions. When you live, so close to DC, which is one of the most powerful cities in the entire world, our students are getting access to not only top internships, top access, top research, and of course, just so many different events that are shaping their resume. The average Maryland graduate usually has about 3 to 4 internships by the time they graduate, which makes them so successful when they enter the workforce, again, because of their accessibility. Now, on the other side, there's a lot of great schools in DC. And of course, a lot of them are very metropolitan. You're going to be very located in the city. When you look at College Park, you're not going to feel like you're right inside of DC. You're going to be like, wow, I'm in a college town. College Park is a town given its name. You're going to have that on-campus football stadium. You're going to have 30,000, students living in a 5-mile radius. You're going to have fraternity row. You're going to have everything you kind of want in a collegiate setting. You're going to have the amenities of, a big city right at your fingertips. It gives you the best of both worlds. And I say it's the only place where you can watch a Big Ten football game on Saturday, and then you can go into DC on Monday for an internship, working on the Hill. It's a really nice blend of having the best of both worlds. Now, in terms of our special experiences, I kind of touched on a lot of these, but we are an R1 institution by the Carnegie classification. What that means is we are doing the very highest level of research from the undergraduate level through the PhD level. So, if you want to get involved with research, you're going to be working with the best and the brightest faculty and really pushing yourselves in that kind of academic setting. I kind of touched on internships, but we are a big school that pushes it, again, due to our location in DC, as well as being the flagship and our special programs. We really want our students to not only graduate in 4 years, but have so much on their resume by the time they do so. Now, education abroad is an amazing opportunity regardless of where you study, but at Maryland, we want to make sure that's part of your experience if you want it. About 25% of our students study abroad, and no matter what major you go into, even if it's our most intensive computer science program, you're going to have the opportunity to study abroad. We have programs designed to fit each individual curriculum while still graduating in a 4-year span. We are amongst the top 10 of public research schools and graduating students in that 4-year time window. So I want you to come in, have the absolute best 4 years of your life, and then move on from there. Now, living learning programs is a really unique thing that we do here at Maryland. So we understand when you come in as a freshman, it can be a little daunting, especially when you come in out of state, you might not know a lot of people. We want to give you a sense, a smaller sense of community within that bigger school. So, our freshman class is only about 4,500 students, but we break you down into these smaller cohorts, depending on what you're interested in. So whether it be cybersecurity, whether it be research, whether it be, global issues or community service, depending on what you tell us in your application that you're interested in, we try and find the best for that living learning program. And that usually just expands on your general education requirements while doing a project or a paper or being something very get involved from your very first day. While giving you a smaller cohort, usually these programs are around 60 to 100 students, where you get, again, a little bit of a smaller sense of community within the bigger program. Again, these are not just your major, so it's not like you're going to be living with just engineering students. It's something in addition to that while supplementing your education. Now, application process, I'm going to go through this really quickly. So I recommend following up if you guys have any further questions about this. So we are a dual application school. You can apply through the common application or the coalition. This is brand new for us. Now, in terms of deadlines, we have 2 deadlines, but really only 1. We take 90% of our class from the early action deadline. So if you wait until regular decision, the numbers get a lot less in your favor. We receive a touch under 40,000 applications every year, and our acceptance rate is around 40%. If you wait until January, it goes down even further. Additionally, if you want to be considered for all merit scholarships or the honors college, which all you have to do is apply by November 1. So it's a very, very yes/no situation. You apply by November 1st, you're considered for honors scholars, merit scholarships, all of that stuff. If you wait until January, you're not considered for anything, and it's a lot harder to be admitted. So you want to make sure you hit that early action November 1st deadline. Now, what does a completed application look like? The application form, the application fee, we require 2 letters of recommendation. 2 is the minimum, it is not the maximum. Official transcripts, and then one last thing I want to touch on is test scores. For the first year ever, we are test optional. What this means is for admission, scholarships, honors college, any of the above, you do not have to submit a test score. If you do, it will be used positively or negatively, but you do not have to. Finally, we have an activity list or a resume, and then 1 essay left. All right, thank you guys very much, and feel free to follow up if you guys have any further questions.
Great, thank you very much, University of Maryland. And just a reminder to all of our attendees, please feel free to send any questions you may have to any of the panelists via the Q&A feature. Up next will be Coastal Carolina University.
Thank you so much for everybody for tuning in today. My name is Cameron Gonzalez. I'm the Senior Admissions Counselor here at Coastal Carolina University. I'm also an alum of Coastal, so I know my fair share of great Coastal traditions. But quick background about Coastal, we were founded in 1954 and we became a public university in 1993. So yes, we are a young institution, but we are a fast growing institution, especially in the state of South Carolina. Our colors are teal, black, and bronze, teal representing the ocean, bronze representing the sand, because we are located only 9 miles from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So if you've ever vacationed to Myrtle Beach, you more than likely have passed Coastal Carolina University coming into Conway into Myrtle Beach. We have just over 10,600 students on campus with 5 academic colleges and over 90 different programs of study. Some popular major students come to Coastal for is marine science, exercise sports science, psychology, sociology, communication, management, marketing, intelligence, and national security, just to name a few. We have a 16-to-1 student-faculty ratio with 79% of our faculty members possessing a doctorate or a terminal degree, which is the highest level education one can attain. So you can feel good knowing that the people who are teaching you this stuff have the accreditation and the experience to back up what they're teaching. The most you'll see in a classroom is maybe 20, 25 students, and then as you focus on your major, those class sizes will get a lot smaller. Not to mention here at Coastal Carolina, we do have over 90 different programs of study, but we also have 2 doctorates. Some fun facts about each of our programs too. We have our own island, we have our own fleet of vessels. We have the only program in the southeastern region of the United States that offers intelligence and national security, and we're the #1 program for marine science. So if you want to come to Coastal and study marine biology, marine chemistry, anything along those lines, Coastal Carolina University is going to be the best opportunity for you. Here at Coastal, we have over 120 clubs and organizations to be involved in. Everything from Greek life, faith-based, SGA, club sports, you name it, more than likely we have it. If out of all of our clubs, there's nothing you're interested in, or maybe you want to start your own, you can start your own club or organization. You just need 7 other people to join you. But some popular clubs and organizations people get involved in, we have our radio station. Like I said, we have SGA, we have a Quidditch team, we have a hammock club, a little bit of everything for everyone, depending on your likes and dislikes. We even have career-based clubs and organizations, as well as honor societies as well. Here at Coastal, we have 19 Division I sports teams here. We all compete in the Sun Belt Conference, with the exception of women's lacrosse. They compete in the Atlantic Sun Conference, but still Division I. Our mascot is Chauncey the Chanticleer. We are the only literary mascot in the entire nation. And yes, we do have a teal turf. So if you've ever flown into Myrtle Beach, you more than likely have flown over our football stadium. So it looks like you're flying over a sea of teal. And continuing with that teal tradition, here at Coastal, we received just over 15,000 applications for our Teal Nation student body, with about 13,000 of them being for the freshman class. The darker teal that you see is where we get the most applications from. So up and down 95, with Virginia being the 3rd most popular state that we get students from. 49% of our students are in-state, 49% are out-of-state, and 2% are international. Now keep in mind on the screen here, this is just the middle 50% range. This is not our minimum, but this is what we want students to shoot for. So GPA is going to be between a 3.2 and a 4.0, ACT 19 to 24, and SAT 1020 to an 1150. Now something new this year that we're really excited before COVID even happened is we were planning on going test optional. So that means if you have above a 3.5 GPA and you have a college preparatory program, so honors, APs, and dual enrollments, you can be considered for test optional. Now there are 3 majors in particular that require you to still take the test regardless of your GPA, and that is marine science, intelligence and national security, and our 2+2 nursing program. Those are because they have departmental requirements, so you have to meet those requirements in order to come in as a full major to start your classes immediately your first semester of your freshman year. If not, you can go ahead and test optional for any of our other majors, and you'll be directly admitted into that program as soon as you come into Coastal. We need 20 core requirements. This is what we look for, but we do understand in Virginia, you may receive a standard diploma or an advanced diploma. So if you have a standard diploma, you more than likely only need 3 years of a math, and that is okay. We're going to base our decision off of the diploma you are receiving. So if you don't have the 4 years of a math, it's not going to penalize you or disqualify you. We would love to see it, but if you don't have it, it's not going to hurt. Same thing with the fine art. You get to choose between a fine art or a CTE. So if you chose a CTE in high school, we're not going to penalize you if you don't have the fine art, but the 20 core requirements is what we do look for. Now, there are two ways to apply to Coastal. You can apply through our main institutional application, coastal.edu/apply, or this new for fall of 2021, and for future years, we are part of the Common App, so you can find Coastal Carolina on there. We're not early action, we're not early decision, we are rolling admission, so nothing is binding. Once we have a completed file for you, we can get you a decision in less than 3 weeks. The only true deadline I want to point out to you guys is December 1st, so you're automatically considered for merit award consideration, and I'll go into what merit award is in the next minute or so. On your screen here, I do have in-state and out-of-state tuition located, and the reason for that is because we have what's called Academic Common Market, which is a tuition saving based program for students who are coming from out of state because a major is not typically offered in their state. So if you want to come to Coastal and major in marine science, intelligence and national security, or middle level education, you have the opportunity to pay our in-state tuition rate of $11,640 for the year, and the housing and the meal plan options are the most expensive options, so there are more budget friendly options for you to choose from. So that total at the bottom will fluctuate based off of your preference. Now, merit awards, again, is awarded money that we give you based off of how you did in high school. We take into consideration your high school GPA, test scores if you submit them, class rank. We look at the level of rigor your coursework was. We also take a look at letters of recommendation or an essay if you have it. And those are going to range from 15% all the way to 60% tuition coverage. As long as you maintain the requirements, this is renewable every single year. On the screen is my contact information, so feel free to give me a call, shoot me an email if you have more questions. Definitely drop them in the question and answer box down below. Thank you so much for letting me talk to you guys today, and I look forward to working with you.
Great, thank you very much, Coastal Carolina. Moving on to our next presenter, we have Marist College.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jesse Mungeon. I am one of the admission counselors at Marist College. I'm also an alum of the college. I graduated in 2011 with my degree in criminal justice and a minor in psychology. I've been working for the college for the past, for the past 8 years now. Marist is a beautiful place. Just to go over some kind of general details, Marist is located in Poughkeepsie, New York, Hudson Valley, New York. It is 90 minutes from New York City and 90 minutes from Albany, so we're nestled right in between the two big cities there. And it offers a ton of opportunities for our students, both locally and the opportunity to take advantage of these larger cities nearby. We are located right on the Hudson River. That's why there's so many views of the river here in these videos and these shots. And our students have full access to go down to the river and hang out, do homework. There's Wi-Fi down there, things like that. We are a mid-sized institution, just over 5,000 undergraduate students on our campus who are studying over 40 different majors. There's a ton of flexibility for our students. When they apply to the school, they apply to the school as a whole, not just to a particular major. So that offers a lot of opportunities for students to do what I did, which is major and minor. Students are double majoring now, adding 2 or 3 different minors. A lot of flexibility for students. We also have graduate programs. We do offer the ability for some students, depending on what you're interested in, to get a bachelor's and master's within 5 years as well, accelerated courses of study. So I will show you some of those examples in the next slide, but we have students coming from 47 different states, 64 different countries. Our class sizes are typically small, 18 to 26 students per class is on average. Largest class that we have is 35 students. There's no lecture halls. There's all the classes are taught by faculty, no graduate assistants, no teaching assistants as well. 96% of our first year students live on campus. We do have on-campus housing for all 4 years available for students. And our students are pretty successful once they leave our campus, and they don't waste time or money while they're here with us. These are all of our majors. So we do have the pre-professional programs. And the bottom right will show you some of the 5-year programs that we have. There are 2 programs that you have to apply to gain access to. So only 2 programs, only exceptions to the rule, and that is our studio art program and our fashion design program. Both of those programs require portfolio pieces to gain acceptance into those programs. Now, in terms of the Marist academic experience, it is very hands-on. There's a strong emphasis on hands-on experimental learning, and that comes in a number of ways. First, on our campus, we have some state-of-the-art facilities, and we continuously upgrade them to give our students the opportunity to really work on our campus at internship level, job level equipment. Then we do a lot of internships in our local area, and then a lot of our students take advantage of our proximity in New York City and take advantage of all the different companies that are down there. We offer a ton of support and aid for students to gain internships. We have internship coordinators, we have a career services department as well that helps our students with mock interviews and resume building and having job fairs, career fairs on our campus. And then there's a ton of research opportunities for our students as well. You can start as early as your first year. You can do it with additional students, or there's faculty student research available as well. And then lastly, we do send a lot of our students abroad. We have over 70 destinations already developed for our students to go, and they can pick and choose for how long they would like to go, semester, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. We actually offer full year programs as well, and bachelor's degrees in Florence, Italy, where we have an additional campus. In terms of student life, our students are active and involved on our campus. There's clubs and organizations that are student run. We are a Division I school, so we have 23 Division I sports. And then we also have a student activities office that puts on a lot of events throughout the school year. In terms of deadlines, these are the dates in terms of applying to us. And this is the middle 50% of accepted students. Again, where we are hoping our students will come in as, but is not the minimum. We are test optional and have been for over 10 years now. So test scores are not the end all be all for us. We think that your high school academics is a great reflection of the type of student you are, and we can go based off of that. We do provide scholarships to students. 90% of our students receive some sort of institutional aid. And we are open for visits currently. So please just visit our website and there will be more information about that. This is my information, and I thank you all for joining us again today.
Great, thank you very much, Marist. And as we move into our final presenter, just a reminder, please feel free to send any questions you may have to any of the panelists via the Q&A function. Up next is University of Mary Washington.
Hi, everyone. So let me just get my screen up. All right. So my name is Amanda Hart. I am the Assistant Director for Admissions at the University of Mary Washington. Mary Washington is a small public liberal arts institution. What that means is that you can get that small, intimate, focused liberal arts traditional experience at the public school cost. So we've got about 4,200 undergraduate students. As I said, we are a public institution, so it runs about $13,574 for an in-state student and about $30,000 for an out-of-state student. We are located in Fredericksburg, Virginia, which is right smack dab in between Washington, D.C. and Richmond, Virginia. Our students have access to both of those cities and everything that they have to offer, from things to do on the weekends, internships, job shadowing, anything that you can imagine. We also have a stop on the VRE, which is the Virginia Commuter Rail. So if you want to go into DC, you never have to get in your car. You can hop on the train and be in DC in about an hour. So moving on to kind of our classroom experience, we have a student to faculty ratio of 13:1. Our average class size is about 19. So like I said, it's that really small, intimate liberal arts experience. The vast majority of our classes are discussion-based seminar courses. So you're learning from our master faculty. We don't have any graduate students or teaching assistants teach any of our classes, and about 90% of our faculty have their terminal degree. One of the things that we do really well at Mary Washington is experiential learning. We actually have a requirement that all students must do some form of experiential learning during their time with us. So what that looks like is you can do an internship, you can do undergraduate research, you can do a community engaged course, or you can study abroad. For undergraduate research, we have $275,000 set aside just dedicated to undergraduate research. We are an undergraduate exclusive campus. All of our graduate students are about 20 minutes away on our Stafford campus. So all of the research happening on our campus is with undergraduate students. There's lots of opportunity for you to be involved with that if that's something that you're interested in. As for study abroad, we have study abroad programs in 54 different foreign countries. And we offer it in 3 different formats. So we have traditional study abroad, we have exchange programs, and then we have faculty-led programs, which are a little bit shorter. They're anywhere from a week to 6 weeks long. And you go abroad over your break with your faculty member and other Mary Washington students. So it's a really great way to still get a study abroad experience, even if you don't want to commit to that full semester or year abroad. Moving on to student life, we have a very active student body. We have over 150 different clubs and organizations on campus. They range from community service to career readiness and more career focused clubs. We have honor societies. We have clubs just for fun. I think the biggest thing that we don't have is Greek life, but our students actually really like that. We hear all the time that that's one of the things that draws our students to Mary Washington is the fact that we don't have a Greek system. We also have club, intramural, and varsity sports. The biggest sport that we don't have is football. But again, we hear from our students that that's one of the things that they really love about Mary Washington because of the environment that we have. So moving into kind of some of the admissions things, we have early decision, early action, and regular decision. We have our own application as well as on the Common App. So it's totally up to you how you want to submit that application. We will review all students for admission and for merit aid, regardless of what deadline you use, so you don't have to worry about that. And we are also test choice. We have had a test choice policy for a number of years now. It's not new. It's something that we're very, very comfortable with. So if you can't or don't want to submit test scores, you don't need to worry about it. You're not going to be penalized in any way, shape, or form. I promise. We just want you to put your best foot forward on your application. And especially right now, there's any number of reasons why your application may or may not include test scores. Just to kind of give you a general look at what our students typically look like, we have an average weighted GPA of a 3.7, an average SAT of 1192, and an average ACT of 27. Again, you absolutely do not have to submit test scores if you don't want to. We also have an honors program. You can apply to the honors program directly from our application. The average GPA for our honors program is a 4.25, and the average SAT is a 1357, and the average ACT is a 30. We do holistic admissions, so we're not weighting any one factor heavier than others. We want to know everything about you. We want to know what kind of high school classes you've taken. We want to know what you've been involved in. We want to read your essay. And we take all of these things into consideration when we're looking at whether or not we think you might be a good fit for our community. So just to kind of wrap things up, we'd love to connect with you further. You can call us, you can email us. We're pretty active on our Snapchat and our other social media. And we're also doing in-person tours. So we do 2 tours a day and 1 on Saturday. You can register for those in advance by going to our website, but we also have virtual tours and information sessions. So whatever you're comfortable with during this time, it's totally up to you kind of how you want to connect with us. But we would love to get to know you and find out more about you and get you more information on Mary Washington.
Great. Thank you very much, Mary Washington. We do have some time remaining, so this would be an excellent opportunity. If students have any questions, they can pose them to any of the panelists through the Q&A feature. But while we're waiting to see what questions come in, why don't we pose a question to our panelists? How about either answer what is your favorite event on campus, or what is one thing that you didn't have time to put in your presentation that you'd like to take a moment and highlight. So we'll just go back in order. So let's start with IUP, please.
All right, for me, honestly, I think it was a program that we started this year, even though we were dealing with the pandemic. I would say Welcome Weekend. It gave us an opportunity to welcome students to our campus, get an opportunity to meet our faculty and staff outside of the classroom, so to speak, and really develop that start off a good point in terms of getting those relationships started, because that is so important. And having students to not just meet faculty and staff, but the community as well. So I probably would say Welcome Weekend.
Great, thank you very much. University of Maryland.
I'd probably say my favorite tradition would be the opening football game. I mean, there's nothing kind of really like it when you get to see all the freshmen go in and everyone kind of comes in wearing their, 4 colors, and everyone kind of repping their, their favorite M or their favorite apparel, and you see the team run across the field and just kind of that excitement you get to feel. There's nothing really kind of like opening kickoff of college football. Although we don't really get the fans this year, hopefully by the time you guys come next year, we can start to be more normal.
Great, thank you. Coastal Carolina.
I'd say my favorite event is the event that happens at the end of the school year. So in the springtime, we have what's called CINO Day. Here at Coastal, CINO stands for Coastal is number 1. And CINO Day is just our way of celebrating the end of a school year. Everyone did it. Everyone's about to start their finals. So a great way to finish off the school year and relax and unwind before they have to take finals and go back home. So CINO Day is ultimately a carnival. We bring out carnival rides. We do exotic animals for people to hold. We do zip lining. We do characters. We even have like fried food, fried Oreos, everything, every kind of fried food possible here in South Carolina, we have it. So it's just a fun day for everyone just to unwind. It starts at like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and it will conclude around 4 or 5 p.m. at night. So, and you can go in between your classes, but it's just a really fun time, and you get to see everyone relax and having fun before the end of the school year.
Great, thank you very much. Marist College.
I would say my favorite school kind of tradition is move-in day at Marist. So every year, the first-year students actually don't have to lift a single thing to their rooms. All of our returning students come back early and help continue this tradition where we all help each other move the first-year students into the rooms, and they get to kind of just relax with their families instead of having to lug things up and down and walking to the cars and stuff like that. So it really starts the school year on a good setting and shows how we care about each other as a family.
Great, thank you. And Mary Washington.
All right, so my favorite tradition at Mary Washington is actually called Eagle Gathering. It is the night before classes start to mark the start of a new school year. And it's actually a candlelight ceremony on Ball Circle, which is our main outdoor gathering space. And what happens is all of the returning students make a big circle around the freshman class, and you light each other's candles. And it's just a really warm and welcoming kind of gathering for us to come together as a community and signal our welcoming of the new class and kind of them entering the fold and grounding ourselves in our values and our traditions before we start the new school year. And then right before graduation, that happens again so that we can send our seniors off in the same way that we welcomed them.
Great. Thank you, Mary Washington. Thank you to all the panelists for adding a little bit extra insight to your schools. It doesn't look like we have any additional questions coming in, so I'd like to take this opportunity to again thank all of our panelists for joining us today. Thank you for all of our attendees for joining this session. Before we end the session officially, just a few quick final housekeeping items. After you close this window, you should receive a very quick 4-question survey that we'd ask you to take a minute and please complete. Again, we'd encourage you to sign up for more sessions at the same website where you signed up for today's session. And in about 1 week's time, a recording of this session will also be available on that registration website. So I'd like to again thank everybody. I thank all of our panelists for joining us today. I thank all of our attendees. Good luck in your college search and have a great day.